Alright, hey guys, how's it going? I am not the officially scheduled caster for this match, but it looks like JD got thrown for a loop a little bit in terms of when this game was going to be happening, so I am jumping in at the last moment just to give you guys a quick cast, at least for Game 1. I think we are going to have somebody coming in to handle Game 2, and I think there is another series today as well. So let's get ourselves underway. We're already 10 minutes into the game, but it's only 1-1. Chon and Faith making their way up top. Black hole on the jug, and looks like that is going to be that for him. So let's very quickly get our, we'll get our grounding in a little bit. As soon as the action stops, RTK and Lamb looking for Ferrari. Chronosphere is available. Gets dropped down Ferrari. Not even going to lose a little bit of mana. Lamb just going to keep throwing auto attacks, but a couple of big pickoffs around the map. So let's do some very quick introductions, guys. We've got Inflame. The one thing to also address, it's not IG versus Vici today. Something about the schedule listed on the sites was wrong, and so we've got IG versus EHOME instead. So over on EHOME we have Inflame on the Razor, we've got Lamb on Lion, DDC on the Ancient Apparition, RTK on the Faceless Void, and I believe this is ZYF on the Juggernaut. Meanwhile, for IG we've got Luo handling a Broodmother, we've got Faith on a Vengeful Spirit, Chuan is going to be on Enigma, Burning on the Bristleback, and Ferrari 430 over on the Shadow Fiend, TPing straight into a somewhat unfortunate situation mid. Going to get some health drained out as the double damage Razor goes to work. So let's continue to get oriented on where we are right now. It's about a 4k net worth lead in favor of the Radiant, 3k experience as well. We've got a Hand of Midas over on the Shadow Fiend. Burning also doing pretty nicely for himself, has a Vanguard completed. Looks like the Broodmother has done just fine up in the top lane, and they've now taken down the tier 1 tower, so they've opened up the jungle, and she can start to grab some farm here. So what else have we got going on? We've got Mask of Madness almost complete on the Jug, but it's still going to take him a little while there. And is that it for items? Mech almost up on the Enigma. I'm finding it really hard to actually figure out like what I should be talking about. Wait, so am I live on this channel now? Okay, we're live. Looks like there was just a pretty long delay set. Alrighty then. So what else is going on? We've got a second Midas, so I think this game is actually looking really good for IG right now. The Jug, I mean, has decent farm, but he's sandwiched in amongst a whole bunch of IG cores right now. Inflame working on a mech, but that's still going to take him a while. And do they have any tier 1 damage down at all? I don't think so. A little bit on the mid tower, tiny bit on the top tower, but you can kind of just tell that this Broodmother has had a pretty cushy game thus far. I do find the Razor pickup a little bit strange. EHOME's draft actually quite greedy in general with the 3 full cores. I mean, RTK on the Faceless Void can potentially move around a little bit and get things done and drop some Chronospheres, but yeah, it means that if they fall behind like they have, it is somewhat difficult to catch up. Chrono is back off cooldown, and I think they've got their level 6 on the Lion, so he's got a Finger of Death primed and ready to go, and EHOME just trying to recover some of this gold lead by finding any kind of pick-off that they can. They'll even trade 1-for-1, heck, at this point, just to recover a little bit of that golden experience, so could see that. And EHOME getting very successfully contained for the time being. Right now looks like IG just waiting around for this mech to arrive over on Chuan before they try and make anything else happen, but looks like that is going to be the big catalyst. Burning's going to be TPing over to mid. There is a pretty sizable Ancient stack set up for him. They've got 2 points up in the Wave of Terror as well to help him clear it out once he adds one more stack there. RTK has just picked up a Morbid Mask so far. A little bit surprised not to see the treads so far on the Faceless Void. I think they are a pretty value item, but it looks like he might just be going all in for the Mask of Madness as his first item here. So see what happens there. We've got a Blink Dagger for Ferrari, so not going to be going for the mech, not going to be going for the Yules. It's a little bit old school, but very, very stylish, so we'll see what he can get done here. Luo is just totally uncontested on this top lane, as EHOME frankly look a little bit lost. They've got a bunch of heroes chilling out over at mid. As Vision goes, they've actually managed to establish some decent wards to hold on to some farming area, but still haven't been able to use this finger, still haven't been able to use this cooldown Chronosphere. Though part of that is that IG are doing the exact same thing that they are, which is just 4 heroes sort of grouped up roughly in this mid area, and then just split pushing off with the 1. And meanwhile, Burning just gonna pick up a Sun. So it looks like the beginnings of an SNY for him. We've got a hole out on mid lane in Flame. Looks like he got swapped back into that one, and well, they do manage to get a little bit of a turnaround there on the Venge as an Ice Blast and a Finger of Death. Grab a return kill, but I think IG should just be able to pick themselves up, dust themselves off, and keep pressuring in towards this tier 1 tower on the mid lane. Do need to be a little bit careful of RTK. He's been off the map for a bit, and that Chronosphere is still a threat, but I guess Burning's not there either. He's actually just hitting creeps down on bot. As much as IG are ahead, I don't think they're in much of a rush with their double Midas farming away for them. So it is actually kind of on EHOME to be making the plays at the moment and making things happen. DDC, pretty healthy, level 8. He's got the maxed out Ice Vortex. Bunch of really good reasons to have that maxed out this game. Faceless Void actually does a decent amount of magical damage with Time Lock. You've got your own Ice Blast, and you've got the Finger of Death as well. So I think this is definitely an Ice Vortex maxed first kind of game.
Take that as
and EHOME actually going to make a somewhat bold play, but they're a little bit behind, so it looks like they kind of need to. Just going to head straight on over into the Roshan pit. It's a 2-man smoke, going to try and show some heroes in other lanes to make this a little bit less suspicious, but looks like IG is still suspecting what's up. Burning, not going to get caught by the Ice Blast, and he's got his back turned. RTK actually just going to have to give up on this Chronosphere, and EHOME also going to have to give up on the Roshan. They did some decent damage, but well, now IG are in the neighborhood, and looks like they're just going to force them back. Some damage on this tier 1, Luo at the same time. Going to start pushing into the tier 2 up on top, and well, I mean, EHOME had to try for it, but unfortunately the map control from IG is just too good, and they kind of realize very quickly exactly what's going on. Not going to give EHOME any easy outs here. Is the audio not synced up? Oh man. I'll keep an eye on the chat, guys, but like I said, there's a pretty substantial delay set on the stream, which I didn't remove before I started because, again, this is just totally impromptu from me. I'm just making sure that you guys have coverage for the first game, and then that'll probably be... Hopefully, Join Dota will have everything sorted out, and we'll have their official caster in here ready to go. A little bit of good news for EHOME. They do almost have their Blink Dagger over on this line. Ferrari with the Invis. Gonna scout out RTK farming with Mask of Madness active, but not gonna try for anything. Just gonna get a little bit more scouting information. Drain comes out mid, but it's a mere 21 damage stolen from Burning as Ferrari does finally reveal himself out of the Invis, drops the triple raise onto the Ancient Apparition and just bursts him down. Blinking over the top of RTK for some bonus style points. And IG just gonna continue this siege on the middle lane. Looks like this Broodmother pick probably came out pretty late in the draft. And EHOME just no real way to answer it, and IG picking up a very easy early game and looking like it should be a very easy game 1 win here as well so far. But EHOME still have the rubber band potential. They've still got some decent pick-off heroes, so all hope isn't totally lost. But I think if IG play this right, this game should be in the bag for them. And we've got the black hole back up, so it looks like IG gonna go for a little bit of a smoke, making their way up towards top. We'll be teaming up with Luo, who's got 4.2k gold banked at the moment, so we'll see what he's gonna grab as soon as that courier goes back. Might just be a pretty good Dagon 5 game. Poor Juggernaut turns the corner straight into a black hole, and 4 waiting heroes. That is gonna be a really easy kill for IG. EHOME going to try and use this as a little bit of an opportunity to take their first tower of the game here, but there's still a glyph for IG, and I believe there are still TP scrolls as well. Are they just going to give this one up and try and take the tier 2? Looks like that might be the call. Ferrari is coming back over to mid. He's picked up his Yules, so insta-gib potential is definitely there. Burning has also been pushing out bottom lane, so despite getting this tier 1 on mid, it's not without trades for EHOME. They're going to send the Ice Blast up top. Catches only Faith. Spiderling's doing some pretty good damage to the tower. And actually a cancelled TP from the Razor, who gets Yulesed up. They are going to drop the Chronosphere here, but Ferrari's still alive for the time being. DDC drops in as well, and the Death Requiem is actually going to catch the Razor and finish him off, so Ferrari's still finding that kill there. RTK getting caught, does still have a time walk. Faith with a couple of body blocks. We've got the Malefice stun coming in as well. RTK jumps over to safety, but looks like it may not actually be safe. Burning going to keep stacking up the goo, building the warpath, and actually just going to give Vision back for the swap. Faith with the magic missile seals the deal. And Tier 2 ends up falling on the top side, and well, overall trade actually still favoring EHOME, despite it being a 2-for-1. That just goes to show how far behind they are at the moment. So, 10k net worth, 7.5k experience. Nothing really going right for EHOME at the moment. Do they have that Blink Dagger on the Lion? They do. So, at this point, they just have to make totally desperate plays. They can't see anything on the map. They've blocked out the Ancients, but that's all they've got for Vision right now. So, just gotta go blinking and, well, hoping that they can find some pickoffs, hoping that they can find some levels, start to turn this game around somewhat. Juggernaut? What's he going for? Looks like Manta Style is going to be next item up. It's a pretty safe farming tool, honestly, so I think definitely the right grab here for him. Luo, what are you doing with all this gold, my man? 5.8k gold. Just buy something. Come on. Nothing else is really happening right now, so I just want to watch Luo because he's just getting more and more. Is he gonna one-shot buy a Dagon 5? How much does that even cost? 7.7, so he's not quite there just yet, but what do you know? Ferrari? Actually getting jumped a little bit by Lanham, but, well, Hunter's gonna become the hunted if the Requiem gets dropped down, and that's gonna be the end of your line. RTK considering the jump in, but Mask of Madness and Chronosphere both on cooldown, so it's just a threat there, really, in Flame. Eating some big damage, and Ferrari also going to be joining in for this one. The Healing Ward will do its best, but it's not going to be enough. DDC still on the run, burning a little bit low on mana, but if he can get in for a single auto attack and proc a Mayhem, then I think he could have still gone for that kill. But, IG just gonna play it safe and continue to build this lead. What do we have on the Courier? It's a Necro 3 for your Broodmother. So looks like IG may have finally decided that it's time to potentially end this game here.
Dire's middle tower has fallen. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
RTK just making somewhat desperate plays at the moment, but there's going to be a Blink Black Hole and some raises, and one more auto attack to seal the deal. He just wanted the tier 1 tower, but IG not even going to let him have that. This looks like Ferrari going to start working his way towards a Scotty right now. Oh, this is just looking real sad for EHOME at the moment. Burning with another 2.7k gold on top of everything. Can they potentially catch the Broodmother? We got 4 heroes moving into the neighborhood. DDC's got a sentry ward. So there's a little bit of potential here, but I think Luo already pretty savvy to what's going on. He's got a Observer Ward spotting all of this out, so he's just gonna back off, keep farming some camps, and continue making a ton of space for the rest of IG to just keep on farming up. 15k net worth, 12k experience, and nothing going right for EHOME.
I'll take that as tribute.
Oh, once again, is it the Roshan play? Okay, they're once bitten, but not twice shy. Just gonna go straight in, try and grab this Aegis IG. Have they realized what's going on? Burning, leading the charge down towards bot Roshan, dropping quickly, but is it quickly enough? Bristleback Gonna head straight in here. There is a Chronosphere that might be able to do something about him. He's got his back turned for the time being. There's gonna be a swap out from Faith. He's gonna tank the Chrono here and open up the rest of the fight. DDC only a couple of punches to finish him off. EHOME still have not taken down the Roshan. They're just gonna turn all of their attention to try and get this Age as it gets passed over to the Razor. Burning. Still pretty tanky. Midnight Pulse coming out. Do we have a Black Hole? No. Still on cooldown for 85 seconds. Ferrari trying to channel up on the high ground, but he gets bashed. Gonna try for the Yule's blink away, but the auto attacks are there too quickly, and EHOME take a 3-for-1, and they get Roche, and they get the Aegis. That was about as good as they could have hoped for. Looks like they are gonna end up losing a lane of Rax in exchange, as Luo is gonna start showing off that Necro 3. Nice little play there from the Jug, still getting the deny, so a little bit of gold, a little bit of economy held away from IG there, but for the first time in this entire game, we're going to have the graph start moving down a little bit in the EHOME direction. And what kind of advantage did they gain out of that fight? They got 4.2k gold swing and a 5.9k experience swing. So I don't know if I want to call it worth, but they got to try anything that they can at this stage of the game to get back. And they do get a couple of items out of it. Inflame still has the Aegis, and he's got a BKB. RTK picking up a Maelstrom, and still has another 1300 gold on top of that. And we've got a Battle Fury for your Juggernauts. So despite losing this top lane, they've still kind of got the tools to be able to keep it pushed out and maybe find some more successful fights a little bit later on. Chuan does have his Black Hole back off cooldown relatively soon, so could see that coming out. And for IG, is there anything else? We've got a BKB now on Burning. Looks like Ferrari gonna have his Scotty completed in short order, and Luo once again hoarding some gold, 4.5k on him right now. Not even upgrading the boots just yet. You know, who needs upgraded boots when you can just buy? I'm trying to think of whatever tier I'm gonna call it, but let's just say tier 6 items. He's not bothering to spend anything on. Yeah, no boots upgrade. Just grabs a straight Hyperstone. Looks like it's gonna be an AC coming up next. RTK swapped back, stunned up. IG just gonna right click him down here, trying to grab a little bit of farm over by the Ancients, but the entire map is pretty much IG territory for the time being, and RTK is gonna be reminded of that very quickly. And EHOME, can they actually do anything with this Aegis? They've got about 2.5 minutes remaining on it. They could choose to charge headlong into IG anytime that they want, but the question is whether or not that's actually going to do anything for them. Definitely just going to wait around for RTK here, and it's like Inflame and Zuoyaf going to make the call to try and bring down this tier 1 up on top. There's no glyph, so it looks like they are going to be able to grab it, but IG are already just straight up onto the high ground. Burning with Ferrari by his side, the support's bringing up the rear. Even a Blink Dagger on this Venge, so he's ready to get the Blink swap off and counter-initiate this very, very easily. But IG just going to take the value tier 3 damage that they can get while RTK is dead, and then back themselves the heck up. Broodmother's not really in a position to threaten anything on top lane, so I don't think there's any real reason for them to sit there and siege. Ferrari does have that Scotty that I was talking about a little bit earlier. Jug starting to, well, still holding his own really as net worth goes, and the Battle Fury definitely helping out with that, but still going to need a bunch more items to be able to get anything done here. And IG may honestly just stall out the Aegis entirely as well. EHOME 5-man clearing some Ancients for the time being. Do they have a smoke? Are they going to try and make a play? Looks like they might. Lem has picked himself up a gem, so got a little bit more control over their side of the map. IG don't have complete information of what's going on. Interestingly, no gem just yet for IG. They do have the Necro 3 for potential dewarding, but this is a small advantage that EHOME have managed to carve out for themselves in the last couple of minutes. The net worth and the experience both continue proceeding the exact same way that they did before, but there was a glimmer of hope there for EHOME in the last couple of fights, but that glimmer, maybe Extinguished are going to swap back into the Black Hole. RTK jumping into that one, but he still drops the Chrono. It ends up being cancelled. Looks like Fate's going to go down. They also lose Chuan, and Luo as well, also going to end up dropping EHOME, setting the trap, and it was sprung very quickly by IG there. 3 for nothing. Black Hole now also on cooldown. And another 3.4k gold and 6k experience flowing into EHOME's pockets there. And with that, ZooIF actually going to claim the #1 spot overall on net worth. IG thought that was going to be a freebie, but no such luck. And now EHOME, for the first time in a very long time, going to make some strides over onto the Radiant side of the map. They've got their sights set on this tier 2. There is still a glyph available, so that's going to be popped off. Burning with his Blink Dagger and his Regen Rune. Gonna start making his way over to mid, and looks like IG may still try and take a fight here once they've got heroes back up and alive. The TP's already coming in from Faith. Everybody from EHOME trying to scatter, but Burning jumps right in with the BKBs, focusing on Lamb for now. Inflame does manage to pick up the gem, but looks like he may still end up falling. Anyway, the swap is going to end up canceling out his TP, and looks like IG will be able to claim that gem as quickly as EHOME saw that glimmer of hope. It gets snuffed out by IG. So we're now just pinging at the high ground. I'm gonna get my phone off my desk so the buzzing is not heard on the mic. And what have we got going on here? Lewis just shifting over to bottom lane. DDC casually able to TP himself out there. Chronosphere is still 20 seconds away. Do we have a glyph on the Dire? We in fact do not, so it looks like high ground is going to be the path forward for IG here. We've got the Omni Slash up in 10. Ice Blast at the ready. EHOME still waiting on heroes, but losing this tier 3 slowly but surely. Bottom lane also going to start being sieged by the Broodmother, so they have to allocate resources really, really well here to hold on to their racks. They're going to go for bottom lane first, but Lamb just stunning up creeps for the time being, not able to find out the Brood. There is a jump in. RTK looks for the Chrono. He catches 430 on the very edge. Is there going to be defensive swap from Faith? There will be. He tanks the Omni. He tanks the Chrono. And now IG, they can find their turn. They can find their go. Malefice stuns coming out onto the Jug. IG still patiently watching bottom lane as it gets sieged out by Luo, who can just not be dealt with at all by the EHOME side right now. They're dedicating pretty much everybody that they've got, but with even that subtle move over to the east, the rest of IG are going to go straight up the high ground, right through the mid, and looks like the siege engine is here to stay. With no Omni, with no Chrono, very little reason for IG to fear any kind of a fight, but are backing up a little bit. Looks like just once again going to wait for Luo to get in position on bottom lane. Top lane's already being pushed in. It looks like the ranged Drax is going to be dealt with in short order, and IG, are they just going to go again? What are they doing here? Burning's going to go and grab a regen rune. Chuan looks like he's going to be the recipient of that one so that they can get their black hole up and running. And Faith, well, tanked that death, but he is right back to the world of the living. And I'm going to try and take a fight here if they can. Jug coming out to do a little bit of shopping, but it's going to be a 2-man black hole. In comes the Requiem of Souls as well. Nice cancel, but the Juggernaut still being focused down. The Scotty preventing his escape into his base. Tries to pop down the healing ward, but it's not going to be enough. Burning straight up onto the high ground, wailing on the melee barracks. Faith, meanwhile, along with Luo, cleaning out the bottom lane of Rax, and it looks like it's going to be mega creeps in just a couple of seconds time. And yeah, RTK is going to finally end up calling it GG. So that's going to wrap it up here for Game 1, guys. Don't know if the official JD casters are going to be jumping in now. I'll go and find out. Thank you very much for tuning in, and I hope to see you... Well, I hope you enjoyed Game 2 coming up soon. It might be me, it might be somebody else. I'll let you know as soon as I get the word. So thanks very much for watching. I'll see you next time.